Can you feel it? That gnawing sense of unease, that whisper of what if hanging heavy in the air, even as your team stands on the precipice of greatness? For the Montreal Canadiens, a franchise that has defied expectations and accelerated its path to contention, that feeling isn't about doubt in their future. It's about a maddening, perplexing riddle staring them down right now. What do you do when a player of undeniable, breathtaking talent becomes a square peg in a perfectly round hole? Like storm clouds gathering over the historic St. Lawrence River, a crucial question looms large over the Montreal Canadiens. This is a franchise that, by all accounts, has done everything right. They've rebuilt with surgical precision, drafted with uncanny brilliance, and accelerated their timeline for contention far ahead of schedule. Yet, here they are, wrestling with one of hockey's most infuriating enigmas, the supremely gifted player who just doesn't fit. We're talking, of course, about Patrick Laine, the sniper, the pure goal scorer, the tantalizing what-if that has haunted general managers across this league for years. And now, as Montreal stands at the very threshold of genuine, sustained contention, a bold proposal has emerged. It's a move that could either be the shrewdest, most defining decision Kent Hughes makes this season, or the one that forever haunts the what-could-have-been archives. Let's establish something absolutely crucial right from the jump. The Montreal Canadiens are no longer a rebuilding team, hoping to compete someday. Oh no, my friends, they are competing now. What was initially projected as a methodical, perhaps even painstaking, 3-year reconstruction has morphed into something far more exhilarating, a rapid ascent that has left the hockey world buzzing. Kent Hughes didn't just accumulate draft picks, he weaponized them, transforming paper assets into a vibrant electric young core that is dynamic, fearless, and playing well beyond its years. Last season's playoff appearance wasn't some fluke, some Cinderella story born of luck and circumstance. It was a resounding declaration, we have arrived. But Hughes, ever the architect, isn't satisfied with merely arriving. He's been relentlessly aggressive, almost surgical, in surrounding that burgeoning young core with complementary pieces, always hunting for that perfect chemistry, that ideal balance between youthful exuberance and veteran experience, raw skill and unyielding grit. It has been a masterful display of roster construction, the kind that makes rival GMs green with envy, a blueprint for how to build a winner in the modern NHL. Which inevitably brings us to last summer's most intriguing and perhaps most controversial acquisition, Patrick Laine. When Montreal acquired the disgruntled Finnish sniper from Columbus, the hockey world collectively raised an eyebrow, a mixture of excitement and skepticism swirling in the air. Here was a player blessed with one of the purest, most lethal shots in the entire NHL, a power play specialist who could, on any given night, change the complexion of a game with a single explosive release. A former second overall pick whose ceiling, by all accounts, touched the stratosphere. But here's the thing about ceilings, isn't it? They don't matter much if you're spending most of your time on the floor. Laine's career has been a bewildering roller coaster of brilliance and frustration, a dizzying sequence of dazzling peaks followed by perplexing valleys. He's a player who has bounced between organizations, never quite finding that perfect home where his immense, undeniable talent could consistently shine without the accompanying shadows of inconsistency, defensive lapses, and questions about his overall engagement. And now, just months into his Montreal tenure, that familiar, unsettling pattern is beginning to emerge once more. The warning signs, my friends, are flashing red. Enter Caleb Kerna of Heavy Sports, who has just dropped a trade proposal that has sent shockwaves through the hockey world, igniting fervent debate across fan forums and sports desks alike. His suggestion? Send Laine back to Columbus in a straight one-for-one swap for 24-year-old forward Yegor Chinakhov. On the surface, it seems almost too simple, too neat. But dig deeper, peel back the layers, and you'll find a proposal that addresses fundamental existential questions about identity, system fit, and the ruthless pragmatism required to build a championship contender in today's unforgiving league. Let's talk about what Montreal would be getting in this deal, because Yegor Chinakhov represents something the Canadiens, under Martin St. Louis, desperately value: reliability. At 6 feet 1 inch and a solid 203 pounds, the 24-year-old possesses an NHL-ready frame built for the rigors of professional hockey. He was Columbus's first-round pick in 2020, 21st overall, and last season, he posted a respectable 15 points in 30 games while showcasing exactly the kind of two-way commitment that makes Martin St. Louis's eyes light up with approval. Here's what truly matters in St. Louis's demanding system. You don't get ice time based on potential or pedigree. You earn it shift by grueling shift through relentless work ethic, unwavering defensive accountability, and an unshakable willingness to battle in all three zones. It is non-negotiable, and Chinakhov, by all accounts, embodies precisely that philosophy. He's not going to wow you with highlight reel dangles or score 40 goals in a season, but what he will give you is consistent, responsible hockey. He'll kill penalties. He'll win crucial board battles. He'll be in the right position defensively while still contributing offensively with a quiet effectiveness. He's the kind of player who makes everyone around him better, the unsung hero, the glue that holds a middle six forward group together for a team built on blistering speed, undeniable skill, and a complete 200-foot game. Chinakhov, it seems, fits like a perfectly tailored suit. But there's another massive, often overlooked benefit to this potential trade: financial flexibility. Laine is currently carrying a substantial $8.7 million cap hit this season, the final year of the 4-year, $34.8 million extension he signed with Columbus back in 2022. That's a significant chunk of salary cap real estate for a player who, let's be honest, is currently skating on the fourth line. Moving that contract would instantly give Hughes significant breathing room to make crucial deadline moves, extend emerging young stars who are due for raises, or simply maintain invaluable flexibility for future opportunities. It's a move that prioritizes system fit and financial prudence over tantalizing but thus far unrealized potential. And in today's cap-constrained NHL, that's not just smart, it's absolutely essential. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth would Columbus want Laine back? Didn't they just get rid of him? Fair question and a valid one. But context, as always, matters. Sometimes a player genuinely needs a change of scenery. Sometimes that change, for whatever reason, simply doesn't work out. And sometimes, just sometimes, a return to familiar surroundings, to a place where you once thrived, can reignite that lost spark. Columbus knows Laine. They drafted him. They've seen his absolute best hockey, the kind that made him a top-tier talent. They understand what he can be when everything clicks. The Blue Jackets are still deep in their rebuild, patiently accumulating assets and developing their own young core. If Laine can rediscover even a fraction of his elite goal-scoring touch, he instantly becomes either a valuable offensive weapon for their future, or, perhaps more likely, a highly sought-after trade chip at the deadline for a team desperate for scoring punch. It's a calculated gamble, to be sure, but it's a gamble on raw, undeniable talent. And in a rebuilding phase, those are exactly the kinds of risks you can afford to take. The timing of this trade proposal couldn't be more telling, especially considering Laine's season-opening performance in Toronto. Wednesday night against the Maple Leafs should have been Laine's opportunity to make a resounding statement, to silence the doubters, to show Montreal exactly what they acquired. Instead, it was a microcosm of everything that's gone wrong. He was relegated to the fourth line, logging the second lowest ice time among all Canadiens forwards. He finished with a disheartening -2 rating, took an ill-timed first-period hooking penalty, and managed just one shot on goal. One shot on goal. For a player whose entire value proposition is built around his lethal shooting ability, that's not just disappointing, it's alarming. Martin St. Louis is facing increasingly difficult lineup decisions with the depth Montreal now possesses. And when you're a high-priced defensive specialist who can't crack the top 9, who's struggling defensively, and who's in the final year of your contract, the writing isn't just on the wall, my friends, it's in neon lights, flashing brightly for all to see. This is a player playing for his next contract. Every shift matters, every shot counts, and a limited fourth-line role, coupled with a poor opening night, is hardly the audition he needs to secure his future. Here's the fundamental issue at the very heart of this entire situation. Patrick Laine doesn't fit what Montreal is building. The Canadiens, under the passionate guidance of St. Louis, have cultivated a very specific identity: blistering speed, relentless effort, unwavering defensive accountability, and a collective, unshakable commitment to team-first hockey. It's a system that rewards players who buy in completely, who sacrifice individual glory for collective success, who are willing to go to the dirty areas and pay the price. Laine, by contrast, is a pure scorer, a specialist, a player whose game is built around finding soft ice, getting shot off, and lighting the lamp. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. When it works, it's spectacular, a thing of beauty, but it requires the entire system to accommodate that style. It requires line mates who can retrieve pucks, create space, and feed him in his sweet spots. Montreal simply isn't built that way anymore. They're not going to construct their entire system around one player's strengths, especially when that player hasn't consistently delivered on his immense potential. The question isn't whether Laine is talented. He absolutely is, undeniably so. The question is whether that talent can truly flourish within Montreal's burgeoning identity. And increasingly, the answer appears to be a resounding no. So, here we stand at a pivotal crossroads. Kent Hughes has built something truly special in Montreal, something that is ahead of schedule and brimming with exhilarating potential. But potential only matters if you maximize it, if you have the courage to make the tough decisions that prioritize the collective over the individual. Trading Patrik Laine for Yegor Chinakhov isn't flashy. It won't generate highlight reels or sell jerseys in droves. But it might just be exactly the kind of smart, pragmatic move that separates good teams from truly great ones. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most talented player isn't always the right player. It's about understanding that system fit matters more than raw skill. And it's about having the courage, the conviction to admit when an acquisition hasn't worked out and moving decisively to correct course. The hockey world will be watching, holding its breath, to see if Hughes pulls the trigger. Because this isn't just about two players swapping jerseys, it's about defining what the Montreal Canadiens are going to be moving forward, what their identity truly is. So, where do you stand on this? Should Montreal cut bait with Laine now, prioritize system fit and cap flexibility, and bring in a player who embodies their identity? Or does the enigmatic Finnish sniper deserve more time, more opportunity, more patience to finally unlock that elite potential we all know exists somewhere inside? I genuinely want to know what you think, because this is one of those decisions that could define a franchise's trajectory for years to come. Drop your take in the comments below, and don't hold back. Are you Team Chinakhov or Team Laine? Let's debate this properly with passion and insight. And if this breakdown gave you a new perspective on this high-stakes situation, show some love with a like and subscribe for more in-depth hockey analysis that goes beyond the surface-level takes. This is where we dig into the real stories shaping the NHL. What's your gut feeling on this trade? Does Montreal need to act now or give Laine more runway?